Hi guys.
You're looking at live pictures from Los Angeles where a large crowd is marching through the street. President Obama striking a hopeful tone a short time ago as these protests are taking place tonight across this country.
Thank you. I did a perm rod set, but I've had my bonnet on like all day.
That's a direct result of the activities and organizing and mobilization and engagement on so many young people across the country.
Hello.
Put themselves out on the line to make a difference.
Up front now, Floyd Cunningham,
Thank you.
council member who participated in the event, and Valerie Jarrett. She's the former senior advisor to President Obama, who of course was his point person on so many
Hey, dolls.
justice reform. Councilmember Cunningham, let me start with you. The President Obama chose you as the
Hello,
representative
hello.
from Minnesota to speak on this panel. What did it mean to you? To be
I
that
feel like I
voice,
look
the person that he,
so
selected to be the voice of the
oily right
community
now.
and
I
speak
just did
about
like that's so much better. I just did like my night routine, and one of the toner that I use at night is a little like it seems to get a little sticky and just makes me look a little oily.
Expanding what public health or public safety looks like from a public health approach, and so I was really grateful to be able to have that platform to inject that hope in the conversation we're having as a nation.
Thank you. I recorded this as well. I need to start editing it. Right now I'm editing a whole other video for y'all, but I did record this.
We don't have the capacity to eradicate 400 years of racism.
Thank you.
One fell swoop.
I literally I have my bonnet on for like 2 days straight, so I feel like over here it's just, you could just tell it was like laid down.
Obviously, the protests have shined a bright light on these issues. Today we saw Derek Chauvin's charge upgrade to second-degree murder. 3 other officers.
I haven't really stretched it out much either.
How do you see this, though? I mean, certainly that's a good thing, but that thing is only happening because you have...
So I know we were supposed to do this yesterday, but because of the Blackout Tuesday, I decided to skip it. I know some people felt like it was stupid, it was pointless, but for me personally, I understood some of the reasons behind it, so I decided to postpone it till today. But the baby's good, getting put to sleep right now because she's been so fussy, but she just got shots on Monday, so I feel like she's just a little over it still, but she's good. Thank you for asking.
And that is because we are also a country that forgets our history. So as we are...
But yeah, I know a lot is going on. Someone actually reached out to me yesterday, and was asking me if we were going to be going live, and she said that she felt like because of all the craziness going on, like she was actually looking forward to the live for like some sense of normalcy. So I did just want to come on here and talk, because I'm sure it's more than a few people who just feel like they kind of need a break from what's going on. And you know, even if it's just 15 minutes to focus on something else that actually like makes you feel good or makes you laugh, or, you know, just, it could be a lot looking at the news all day with all the craziness going on. So
in communication with him as he prepared to do this.
hello. Hi. Let me know if I sound low too. I feel like I'm trying to talk a little quiet, but if it is too low, let me know. Yeah, I didn't like, do we even know what normal is anymore? Like between the pandemic, now the protests, it's like, what's normal? Seriously. what is normal? I don't think it's going to be normal for a very long time. And make sure it's clear. Hey, I don't know what normal is. Like, I just do not know. Feel free to list or talk about or ask about any Black-owned brands right now. Anywhere that y'all have been donating that I may not be aware of. We donated to a few like organizations. I know there's so many more. Like, this is just heavy. I just feel heavy. Like,
This country was founded.
I don't even know.
Every step of progress in this country.
I really don't.
Every expansion of freedom. Every expression of our deepest ideas has been won through efforts that made the
Are any of y'all in here in New York? Well, what time is it? I think, yeah. I think curfew went into effect.
Some people need to hear. Right now, I think the nation needs to go in order.
Loud and clear, let us start. Right now.
Do you guys have an 8 p.m. curfew?
President Trump and President Obama, this country was founded on.
Like, I don't know if it's that.
Progress.
Mm.
That has made has been.
Be safe, especially if you're out here with this curfew in effect.
Well, obviously, I agree with President Obama. A law and order only works if
11. Yeah, ours was 11 too, and then they complained and said that's not good enough. It needs to be earlier.
it is not meted out equally. And that's really the pillar. And I think you spoke earlier, Aaron, about the comments that came from the former defense secretary, the current defense secretary. So it is unprecedented for.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know of some Black-owned brands, but I feel like
protecting the American people.
for me personally, like for me to feel like I'm really making a difference, I want to take all of my like everyday use things and switch them over. Because I know like we all probably already buy from a few like Black-owned brands, especially hair. But as far as like hair care, skin care, just like your everyday items, I definitely like want to try to make that transition and take all of my everyday things that I use and switch to Black-owned brands. Yeah, ours was 11, I think like 2 nights ago. 9 p.m. in LA. Oh, be safe in LA. Be safe everywhere. Atlanta, yeah. 9 p.m. That's crazy. Who would have ever thought we'd be having a freaking curfew? Like, first it was a curfew for the virus, and now a curfew for this. It's like,
But the voices of thousands and thousands of people around our country and now around the world are only getting louder.
And before we go, will we hear more from President Obama on this topic?
Well, I'm sure we will. His ongoing work at the foundation through My Brother's Keeper is right in the space. You mentioned the importance of this.
yeah, someone just said Atlanta has a 9 p.m. curfew.
And part of what we want to do is just to improve the trajectory of lives of boys and young men of color and give them an equal footing and equal opportunity in this country. And that commitment is one that he's had for as long as I've known him, nearly 30 years, and certainly will continue.
All right, well, I appreciate your time, Valerie Jarrett. Thanks very much for being with us
Wow.
tonight. And thanks very much to all of you for being with us, as always, as our breaking news coverage of these protests across the country continues now with Emerson.
This perm rod video will be, I don't know when it's gonna be up. At first I felt like I was taking a break from like posting your regular like everyday stuff. Hold on, guys. My bad, y'all. But my daughter is sleeping. She's been fussy all day. Like I mentioned earlier, she just got her shots. So I feel like, the pediatrician told us that she was going to be like really tired and fussy. So we just put her to sleep, and I just don't want to wake her up. I was trying to be all quiet, but it's like with everything going on and the way that I'm feeling, I'm not trying to be all quiet. I'm not really trying to censor what I want to say to y'all in this video. So we're in my bathroom because I don't want to wake my baby, and I can be loud sometimes. So like I was saying, when are we going to see the new perm rod video? I at first I told myself I was going to take a break from posting just because I'm like, who gives a shit about a hair video with all that's going on? But then for me personally, I'm an empath. Like I feel everything. I'm very, very easily emotionally triggered. Very easily emotionally triggered. So at first I'm like, nah, I'm not posting no hair videos. Like if it's not about what's going on, I don't want to talk about it. But after a few days, and like I said, with me being an empath, I feel like I have moments where I need a break and I need a breather and I need to see something outside of the news and see something funny. Or like the other day, I decided to finally watch Insecure just because I felt like I needed a breather from what was going on. The lighting in here is not that great. I'm sorry, y'all, but this video really isn't about the lighting and looking cute and doing all that. Like I really just came on here to talk to y'all and not have to be like filtered or glammed up or anything like that. But like I was saying, after a few days of all of this, I just started to feel really heavy and really emotionally triggered. And I found myself needing an outlet and needing an escape, even if it's just for a few minutes. So instead of holding off on posting my content, I will be sharing the videos that I have edited with y'all. I edited a flat twist out video that I wanted to share earlier this week. And I just finished that today, so I'll most likely put that up tomorrow. And then this perm rod video should be up. Today is Wednesday. I would like to get the perm rod video up by this weekend, if not early next week. Yeah, hair videos have been a good distraction for me these days. Doing my natural crown has been giving me a breather for sure, definitely. After seeing your perm rod set, we'll do one tomorrow after I watch the news. Yes, I watched 2. It was good to get away from reality. Yeah, like I really enjoyed watching Insecure just because it was like I was able to get away for a moment. It was a good episode too. I'm so happy her and Lawrence got back together. I hope it lasts. I have a feeling Lawrence is gonna do some fuck shit and he's gonna try to like get back at her, but I really hope it works out because I really like them together. Yeah, definitely eases. And I was talking about that before. Like I've been experiencing like a little bit of postpartum anxiety, and I feel like my anxiety has been heightened after having my daughter. And I've just been feeling really anxious, just very easily emotionally triggered. I've been having just like this cycle of emotions where it's like I'm angry and then I just feel like confused with everything's going on. And then I feel like a little bit of guilt because I feel like I could be doing more. And then it turns into like a sadness and I cry a little. And then it's just like that cycle of emotions just keep going around and around and around. And I just keep going like through this cycle. And so many things that I've been seeing, it's just, I can't tell you how many times I've cried today, honestly. Like, even the littlest thing that I see, just, it's been a lot emotionally, to say the least. It's just been, I feel like it's been weighing really heavy on all of us. It's been weighing really heavy on all of us. But that is why I wanted to come on here and just talk with y'all a little bit and just let this be like a little escape for whoever needs it. Because I know for me personally, I've been going through it. Like, and I don't even like to talk about that much because it's like there's people out there protesting right now, like as we're talking. So I really do try not to complain because I know people are going through way worse, but that's the thing with mental health. It's like, don't discredit your emotions. Don't take away from how you're feeling. Just admit how you're feeling, feel those feels, and, you know, like find the best way to deal with it, but don't try to suppress it or downplay your emotions because you feel like other people are going through worse. So if y'all need to cry like I did, cry it out. Like, I've literally cried like all day. So yeah, crying helps sometimes. It's like a release. It really is. Sometimes it's a release that we all need. But even today, like, I just looked at the time and I just realized I shouldn't even like be admitting this. I hope my husband don't see this because he's gonna be so upset. But I just realized it's almost 8 o'clock, or it is 8 o'clock now, and I literally have not eaten all day. And it's like, I'm not even hungry right now. I haven't eaten all day. I just feel so consumed by everything else going on that I've just been like so out of whack. Like, I'm not centered. I need to recalibrate. I haven't worked out. I haven't done like none of my self-care. And I know that's not healthy, but, and let me know if y'all like feel this way too, but I almost feel guilty for doing self-care because it's like there's so much going on and there's so many people hurting and there's lives being lost. Like, who am I to complain about, oh, I don't know, I didn't get time to eat today, or I feel so anxious, or I'm feeling like a little bit of depression. It's like I feel guilty for even feeling my own emotions, if that makes any sense. Like, I just feel guilty for even thinking about myself right now. I just feel like there's so much that all of us could be doing that I almost feel guilty for even thinking about myself for 5 minutes. Yeah, and I totally understand because I have fears too. Like, just being Black, having a Black husband, having a Black daughter, my father, like the Black men in my family, like you do. That's another thing that kind of gives you anxiety. It's like you want to call them all the time. As soon as they leave the house, you're worried about them. Is it's a lot. Like, sometimes that's just the best way that I can explain it, is by saying and admitting that all of this is a lot. Like, this is a lot, and a lot of people fail to realize all of this, the protesting, like the military being deployed in some cities, lives being lost, like talking about George Floyd, talking about Breonna Taylor, talking about Ahmaud Arbery, God rest their souls, where a lot of us are forgetting that this is all taking place in the midst of a freaking pandemic. In a global pandemic, all of this is going on. Like, once again, it's a lot. I swear, sometimes that's like the only way I can describe it, is by saying this is a lot. Yeah, and it's like, I know it's not selfish. I just feel like it is. Like, I just have like this guilt for even, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I've never really felt this before, honestly. Yeah, definitely talk to someone. ZooDoc is a really good reference if you're trying to find a doctor with certain criteria. Like if you need a Spanish speaking mental health professional, you can use like the filters on ZooDoc to find the best one for you. Yeah, acknowledge. Definitely feel that way too. Past couple days, I know exactly what you're saying, but how you're feeling is also valid. Yeah, you have to acknowledge what you're feeling at the end of the day. It makes sense, but you can't give from an empty cup. I know, and it's like the fact that it's like I'm home with my daughter, it's like I can't afford to be like out of whack. And that's exactly how I've been feeling. But honestly, like she's been kind of keeping me sane and keeping me happy and making me feel hopeful. Cause it's like I look at her and like all my cares go away. But this has just been weighing heavy on a lot of us. You're doing something by having a discussion on your platform. I've been trying, and it's like the past couple of days since I haven't posted like hair stuff or just regular content, and I've only been posting stuff relevant to like what's going on lately, it's like engagement goes down. You know, not as many people are reacting and responding to certain things. And it's like it is what it is. Like nobody ever wants to talk about this kind of stuff. Like I do not have a political page. I do not have that type of page. So I know a majority of the people who follow me are not trying to hear all this. But at the end of the day, like what needs to be said is going to be said. Like I'm not filtering myself or biting my tongue because I feel like I don't have the platform for that. Like the fact that I'm black, I have the platform for that. Like I don't care what it is I do. I don't care if y'all never heard me talk about social issues or political issues or anything like before. Like the fact that I'm black, when something like this happens, I have a duty to say something and to inform people and to make people aware and to share resources. And that's exactly what I've been doing. If you look at my stories, I've been doing nothing but tagging black owned brands, sharing resources, trying to share information, letting you guys know where I'm donating. So it's like at the end of the day, you just got to do what you can, period. Sending everyone virtual hugs. We all need one. Same, I'm at a loss for words. I had to describe it too. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. Thank you. It's good to talk to people. I didn't think of ZooDoc. Yeah, ZooDoc is really good. I've used them before. But like I said, that's what I've been doing. I've been sharing resources and sharing as much information as I can. Um, this is just I don't even know. That list you posted on your stories on IG the other day helped. I screenshotted a couple because I wanted to fully make the transition. Yeah, definitely. And about that too, a lot of y'all were asking me about main choice, and a lot of y'all were surprised when I commented and put in my stories on the list that main choice was no longer black owned, and they're not. I didn't know that a lot of you guys didn't know that. So I've been getting a lot of messages about that. Like, did y'all, like anyone who's watching this, like, did y'all know that main choice was no longer black owned? How has being a full-time entrepreneur been for you since you began? Um, it's up and down. Like you have your highs and you have your lows. The things with being and that's the thing too. A lot of I don't even consider myself like an entrepreneur yet. I feel like an entrepreneur is someone who is like a business owner or like makes something, like sells a product or, but whatever. And that's another thing too. I find myself, even right now, I don't even feel like I sound like my normal self. Like, I feel like I'm losing track of my thoughts. I go from thinking one thing to thinking like something on the complete polar opposite end. I'm just feeling like I'm in a freaking daze and I do not know what's going on. I feel like I just like wake up, the sun comes up, we watch the news all day, we see all of these protests and everything going on all day, and then I go to sleep and then I wake up and we repeat. And it's like every day. Like, I'm probably not even gonna save this just because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place right now. So I hope whoever wanted to tune in gets to tune in. Um, but back to, you see how I just get sidetracked? Back to the question, how has being a full-time entrepreneur been for you since you began? It's been great. I hate working for people. I don't like having a boss. I'm very defiant when it comes to authoritative figures and someone trying to tell me when to clock in and when I could take my break and if I'm late. Like, I just don't like that. So I enjoy being an entrepreneur and doing this just because I feel like I can set my own schedule. I make my own rules. I do everything myself. I don't have anybody over me trying to like micromanage me or do anything like that. Cause I can't, like, I can't. I did not know. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that they're Black owned, but if you go on afrotech.com, they did a whole article on when they sold the company. I don't remember exactly when, but it's been for a while. This is not new. But Main Choice was acquired by a Canadian beauty group called Mauve or Mave, something like that. But all in all, it's no longer Black owned, period. So that's all that matters. And someone had commented on my comment saying that they weren't Black owned and saying, oh, well, Courtney, who used to be the CEO and like the creator of Main Choice, no, is still 100% involved with the formulation. And that's fine and dandy, but we're talking about Black owned, not formulations. So at the end of the day, even if she is still involved with the formulation, it's not a Black owned company any longer. And that's all I was saying. Mayel is currently my fave. Yeah, and I don't think I follow them on Instagram, but I haven't really seen much from them. Like, has Mayel said anything about what's going on or like pledged to donate or anything like that? Because I haven't seen anything, but correct me if I'm wrong. I had no idea about the Main Choice. So many Black brands end up changing from Black owned, and it's sad. Yeah, they get offered a lot of money and they decide to go that route with their company. The brand may be registered, made by the registered nurse and her husband, who is, yes, that Main Choice. That one. Oh, I didn't know Monique, the owner of Mayel, was a nurse too. Yeah, I find myself calling my sons all the time, asking if they're okay every day. Yeah, literally, like, it makes you feel like a sense of like paranoia almost. Like, it really is a psychological thing, though. Like, psychological warfare is real. I'm putting the growth oil on my scalp as I'm watching the live. The bottle almost fell out my hand. Yeah, sorry, sis. Sorry to burst the Main Choice bubble. I've been unplugged from so much lately. I don't know if they did. Monique has spoken out, but I didn't see anything about donations. And that's the thing too. I don't need anyone to just say, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, you see what's going on, and now what? What are you gonna do to contribute? What are you doing to help the situation? Just like even yesterday with the black screens, don't just post a black screen and think you did your part. Like, what are you really doing though? Especially these brands who are making crazy bread, like off of us, like off of influencers, off of just consumers in general, people who are buying the product. Like, y'all have mad money. Like, what are you doing with it though? Come on. And it's like, I hate to say it, but I'm seeing more brands that are not black owned contribute to the cause than brands who are black owned. And it's like, it doesn't sit right with you. And I don't even like, please, this conversation can go so many ways. They have spoke on it and live have been sharing live praying as well. They may have donated, but I didn't post that they donated. I mean, I don't feel that they have to or need to tell everyone that they donated. How do you feel on that? Do you feel like they should share if they donated money? Yes, I do. I feel that they should share if they donated money. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, everyone. I think that people should definitely be saying when they donate something. You don't have to. Of course, you don't have to. But right now is not the time to be silent about stuff. Like, now is when you need to make your position known. Like, because a lot of people will be quiet because they still want to play both sides. So it's like they're quiet and they kind of like play the background just because they want to see how everything's going to pan out, and they don't want to act too quickly and say something and possibly rub people the wrong way. But if you're a brand who's afraid of rubbing people the wrong way, you're a part of the problem. Period. Like, if you have an issue speaking out on what is going on right now, you are part of the problem. Silence is compliance. So I'm not giving nobody excuses for not saying anything. I personally believe that you should be telling people that you donated, because when I posted the very first time that I donated, I got so many messages from people who were not aware of the Minnesota Freedom Fund, who were inspired and motivated. That's what I'll say, who were motivated to donate because they saw that I donated. And that is why I don't think that you should keep quiet about where you're donating or if you're donating, because by you being vocal about it, that's going to motivate somebody else to open their purse and donate, and then that's going to motivate the next person, and it's going to keep going and going and going. And that's how you bring about change. That's how it's about spreading information, not doing something and keeping it to ourselves. That's being very counterproductive. TGIN had a prayer circle email. They sent me an invite to submit a prayer and join their live today at 7. And that's great too, but what else is TGIN doing? And that's the thing, especially as us Black people, where I hear it all the time, like, oh, just pray on it, pray on it. Yeah, pray on it. I'm all for praying. Like, God be my witness. Like, I'm all for that. I pray every day over my family, over the world, period, over my friends, my family, people that we come into contact with every day. Like I said, I'm an empath. So I'll walk past somebody and I'll just feel like they may need something, and I'll pray right there on the spot. I don't wait for like a certain time of day to pray. Like, if I feel it, I'll randomly pray for somebody just because. Praying is fine. What else are we doing? Like, that's not enough action for me. I definitely think we should be praying, for sure. But what else? Okay, we prayed. Now what? What do we do now? And that's my question. What do we do now? So whether you're continuing to donate, and that's the thing with these brands. I'm really not trying to hear it when it comes to these brands, because y'all make mad money off of us. So now that it's time to put the money back into the community and put money back into our people, don't be quiet about that. You're not quiet about when you have a sale. You're not quiet about when you want to promo your new product. You're not quiet about when you're partnering with an influencer. Like, where brands are never quiet about anything else. Any other time of the year. Like, main choice was what? I think when I read the article, don't quote me, but I think when I read the article, they were talking about how Main Choice pulled in $24 million. Open your purse, sis. Who are you donating to? What organization are you donating to? How are you helping? How are you putting that money that you made off of Black people back into the Black community? So, and that's the thing too. Like, I was watching, I don't know if any of y'all watch podcasts, But hold on, before I even get into that, because I see a comment right now and I'm going to answer it before I get into what I'm about to say. But me personally, I didn't go. I get praying helps. People get by, but I need tangible results. Exactly. I need tangible results. I can pray in the comfort of my own home. I don't even like the whole like prayer circle and praying with other people, because sometimes like prayers are just so personal. Like what I pray for is going to be something completely different than what you pray for. So it's like, I don't need a praying circle. I don't need somebody praying for me on my behalf. Like, I mean, if you do want to pray for me, that's welcomed. But I just say that to say that is something personal that you do in the comfort of your home, with your family, with your loved ones. Like me and my husband don't even, let me not get into it. But yeah, like you said, I need tangible results. And that's on period. I need tangible results. We should vote to put people in office who stand for us and give money and support. Definitely, we definitely need to vote to have people in office who stand up for us and do support the Black community, especially when it comes to like being financially. But I feel like that's up to us. Like we hold the buying power. Like Black people spent billions of dollars. Like we are the main spenders. Like we are the main consumers. Like we say what's hot and what's not. We co-sign everything that jumps, everything that sells, everything that people listen to, everything that people follow, whether it be music, fashion, streetwear, like hair, makeup, music, don't matter. Like we make that hot. We co-sign that. When Black Twitter says something is whack, that shit don't sell. But when Black Twitter says it's hot, sales go up. So it's like we have that power to put the money and the spending money into our community. So by shopping everything Black owned, it's not just about, oh, because it's Black, we're supporting. Like we're supporting our like economic status. And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't even care about that. A lot of people aren't even thinking on that level. But if we, this is what I was saying before. I don't know if y'all watch podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts. But I decided to listen to one earlier for the first time. It was Joe Budden's podcast. And I was on Twitter and everybody was ranting and raving about how amazing the latest episode was. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give it a listen. I never listened to podcasts before. Today was the first time. So I listened to it. And so, first of all, listen to that podcast. There was so many gems. I can't even get into all of them. We would literally be here all night. One thing he said that stuck with me, though, was nothing is ever fixed till we fuck the money up. And that is so true. Nothing is ever fixed till we fuck the money up. How do we fuck the money up? We stop putting it into these other billion-dollar corporations and all these other brands owned by other people who don't give a shit about us. And what we do is we buy Black owned. We circulate our dollars. Like we're buying Black owned. We're recycling and we're recirculating those dollars within our community. Why do you think they say like a dollar in the Black community don't even last for 24 hours, but the dollar in the Jewish community lasts for years? Because do you see Jewish people buying from anybody else but they own? And I live in a Jewish neighborhood and I see it for myself. So can't nobody even tell me different because I see it for myself. I see them go into these supermarkets owned by their own and they don't shop nowhere else and they support themselves. And then we was passing a building in our neighborhood and they literally had like a flyer trying to buy like a $3 million building asking for support from their community. They're not going to these banks and taking loans out from people who are not a part of their community. So it's like as Black people, we need to do the same thing. It's about recycling and recirculating dollars within our community because nothing is going to change until we fuck the money up. So when we pull our billions that we're spending from other corporations and brands that are not owned by us Can you imagine how much we would flourish if we took that same amount of money and only spent it within our community? But people don't get that. People don't get that. People want to buy what they want to buy. They don't want to buy black owned, whatever it is. All these designers. That's why everybody complaining about the looting. I don't care about that. Cause half of these brands didn't want us wearing their shit anyway. You think I care about Gucci being ran down? No, was it not just a couple months ago that they had that blackface mask that they designed and put out? You think I care about that? You think Louis wants us wearing their stuff? You think Chanel wants us wearing their stuff? You think they even think we can afford it? So especially being in New York, when I heard that Chanel got looted, I just got a "We Stand For You" email from Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova kills me. They're funny though. They're funny. They're funny. But I'm not gonna lie, I have seen that Fashion Nova was, let me not say that because I don't know for sure, and I'm not gonna say something that I don't know is facts. I feel like my hair is getting a little frizzy, but I was gonna say I thought I saw them putting money back into the community and doing what they was doing, but I don't even know about that, so I don't know. They feel the vibes of this live. Yeah, I guess they gotta say something. But I just feel like it's so important for us to buy black owned. And the only thing as far as buying black owned that I'm a little hesitant about is during this time, there's been a lot of black brands who haven't said anything. So I don't know how that makes me feel, because it's like, yeah, the goal is to buy black owned and to support our own. But if you was quiet during this time, I don't know how I feel about supporting your brand. I don't know about that, because I've been seeing more brands that are not black owned speak out. Youth to the people. Do I have it here? Because I use their stuff. This brand, Youth to the People, they've been speaking out every single day and have donated over 50K so far. 50K. And not only donated, but have been speaking out every single day. You go on Youth to the People right now and look at their stories and tell me what you see. I haven't seen them post anything about their products. I haven't seen no product campaigns, nothing like that. All I've been seeing on Youth to the People's page and stories is about Black Lives Matter, putting money back into organizations that are helping Black people, sharing resources and websites and telling other people where they can donate. That's all I've been seeing from them. And that is not, and I did my research, that is nowhere near a black-owned brand. I don't even know if they have anyone Black on their team, but they've been saying 10 times more than Main Choice. They've been saying 10 times more than, who else, Cantu, than TGIN, than any other Black brand that we've mentioned in this live. So that's the thing. Do they have a deep conditioner? No, it's a skincare brand. Like what I showed you is a face wash. And their product, I just like their product because they're like on the natural side. And they work well for my skin. And I just like the actual products being natural because I really do try to stay away from chemicals. But I've seen more from them than a lot of the Black owned brands combined. So it's like, how do I turn around and say, F Youth to the People because it's not Black owned? Let me spend my dollars with a Black owned brand who hasn't said anything about Black lives. So I don't know how I feel about that, because I am all for spending with Black business owners and keeping the dollars within our community, but not if you're gonna be silent. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. And at the end of the day, like, it's been it's been what, a week so far since all this has happened? May 25th, when George Floyd was murdered. That was what, last Monday? So if you haven't spoken out yet, what are you waiting for? And that's my thing. That's why I check any brands that I've worked with or any brands that I like. I've been checking their pages like every day, because it's like, I'm waiting for you to say something. I'm waiting. And it's like, I'm making my list. I'm checking it twice, because when everything is said and done, I'm going to remember this. And when y'all ask me about a certain product, or y'all ask me why I'm not reviewing a certain product, I'm going to bring these times back up and tell y'all why I'm not supporting certain people and why certain brands will never have access to my platforms and should not have access to your money. Because a lot of people are being a little too quiet for me right now. A little too quiet. Especially for Black-owned brands that cater to Black consumers. Do I think emailing these brands will help? Definitely, because I feel like some of them do need kind of like a nudge. Like, hey, are you gonna donate? Hey, are you gonna make a statement? Hey, are you gonna say something about what's going on? So it's like, I feel like emailing would help, and I'm working with a select few other influencers on putting together a list of brands who have not been talking about anything, who have not been donating, who have not been expressing their support for Black lives and Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on in the protests. So where there's a few other people that I'm like dealing with, who we're making a list of brands who have been mighty quiet, and we're gonna address them accordingly. Whether that's publicly, whether it's privately in an email, but they're definitely gonna be addressed, and this is not gonna be forgotten. Like, it's not gonna be 6 months from now and I'm gonna start like supporting a brand who was quiet during these times. I'm not doing that anymore. I've done it before, like, because I remember years ago when like Philando Castile and Alting Sterling, God bless their souls, I remember the same thing happened. Like, everybody was on this buy Black wave, and as soon as a couple, not even months, as soon as a couple weeks went by, everybody forgot about it and was back to supporting everything that they were supporting before. So it's like, this time, for me at least, because we all have our breaking point. We all have a point where we're like, enough is enough. So for some people, that was 2-3 Black people being murdered ago. For me, it happens to be now. Like, this for me personally is my, like, that time where I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm not playing games with these people anymore. Especially, and if any of y'all have seen my stories, I spoke a little bit about this earlier, but the thing with George Floyd's death, that, and I feel like it's also a reason why I've just been so emotional lately and easily emotionally triggered. Just seeing a grown man, like, that was a big man. Like, seeing a grown man cry for his mother, like, I don't think people understand that. I don't think people get that. I really don't. Seeing a grown man cry for his mother, and I later found out that his mother passed away. And I heard somebody in a video talking about how he was probably crying out for his mother because he started to see her, because he must have been transitioning or dying. And I cannot imagine, especially, I lost my mother as well. And I cannot imagine taking my last breaths and calling out for my mother because I see her, because I'm about to die. Like, my mother passed how many years ago? My mother passed when I was 12. I'm 28. And the thought of even seeing my mother's face. So for me, that whole thing, it hits different for me. It hits a little different for me. And that's why I feel like I'm kind of at my breaking point. And I'm really not playing games with these brands or anybody who's not with the movement. Like, if you're not with it, you're in the way. You're either with us or you're in the way. And like Nipsey said, get it right or you get left out, nigga. Period. Get it right or you get left out. So when it comes to these brands and everybody being quiet and everybody thinking that we're still going to be spending our money with them, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not one of those people. It's not going to be me. I don't care if I could only use one brand, one hair care brand for the rest of my life. I'm not supporting these people anymore. And if you're quiet, your silence is compliance. And you automatically are op because you're being quiet. So you could be quiet, but you're an op, period. You never do. You never do. You never get over it. And people ask me that all the time. And I'm sorry for your loss. But people ask me that all the time. Like, oh, how do you get over it? How do you? And I tell people all the time, you never get over it. You just learn how to cope. There's a difference. You never get over losing a parent. You just learn how to cope. Because it's 10 years plus for me. And I still, at the drop of a dime, will start bawling tears if I see a Mother's Day commercial. Or if I see somebody with their mom. Or if I see a movie. Anything. Any little thing. And at the drop of a dime. And it's been over 15 years since I lost my mother. It is. Their silence and it's agonizing. It is. And that's exactly Curly Chaotic said it. That's exactly what I was saying too. It's like you're waiting for them to say something, to at least make a statement. And it's like, it's been a week already. It's been over a week. What are you waiting for? So it's like, at this point, if you haven't said anything, I'm good on you. You can say something, you can make a post right now. The fact that it took you this long, I'm good. I'm good. And at this point, it's more than a statement. You can make a statement, but what else are you doing? I don't want to see no statement about, oh, I support you. I stand in solidarity with you. I see you. And I hate that. Oh, I'm not Black, but I see you. I feel you. I value you. Okay, open your purse. Because it's so easy to say you support somebody. It's so easy to say, like, it's so easy to just say something. Open your purse. What are you doing? I don't want no statement that's not talking about you donating or putting I'm not gonna say people of color, putting Black people, because we're not saying people of color. We're calling it what it is. I don't want to see nothing if you're not talking about donating or putting Black people in leadership positions in your company. That's the statements that I want to hear. I don't want to hear we stand with you. I want to hear that you're donating and that you're putting Black people in positions of leadership in your companies and your corporations. Thank you. Exactly. People are just posting to say they supported. Like, oh, I posted, so we're good, right? No, we're not. No, we're not. And it's like, exactly, what took you so long? It comes off as being disingenuous. What took you so long? This is all we see on the news. This is all we see on the news. And I have my TV on CNN. We have one of our TVs on CNN all day. We don't change the channel. If we want to watch something else, we go watch it on the other TV. But we have CNN on all day, and this is all you see all day. This is all that the news media is covering. So what is taking you so long? It's literally in your face every day. So what's taking you so long? You don't even have to look for it. If you just open any social media, the first post you see is most likely about what's going on right now. So what's taken a lot of these brands, and not even just the brands, the influencers as well, the people with platforms who are supposed to be using their influence. Like I don't know if y'all follow Ariel versus Cupcake. If you don't, you should. She has such amazing hair. She does amazing makeup, and she's just a dope person all around. But see, I forgot what I was even gonna say. But Ariel said something. Damn, it's gonna come back to me. It's gonna come back. I appreciate your openness so much. It's refreshing to have someone like you back on YouTube. For someone that deals with severe anxiety, your spirit is needed in the community, so thank you. Of course, y'all don't even need to thank me for this. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and that's why I have an issue with other people being quiet, because I feel like this is what we're supposed to be doing. So it's just like, but y'all don't have to thank me. Like, I'm supposed to be doing this. And if I wasn't doing this, y'all have every reason to not fuck with me anymore. Yeah, they're very copy and pasted-ish, for sure. I really feel like I'm sitting down with my sister talking to you. At this point, they may be just doing it as a follow the leader. Exactly. And I'm so happy you feel that way. I love y'all. But yeah, it definitely feels like let me hop on the bandwagon and say something. You know, everyone else is, let me at least say something. No, I don't need you to say nothing. I need you to open your purse. That's what this live should have been called. Open your purse. I like Ariel. She's official. Yeah, Ariel's amazing. But right. Okay. Thank you, Curly Chaotic, for jogging my memory for me. So that's what I was saying, how it's not just the brands, but it's the influencers as well. And a lot of the influencers that we're following are not using their influence. But I follow Ariel on Twitter, and she said something, and it was literally like sips tea, because she was talking about how, I don't know why, she said something along the lines of, I don't know why all of y'all are upset about your favorite influencer not saying nothing. They wasn't talking about shit to begin with. And it's so true. Like, a lot of influencers wasn't talking about nothing anyway. Like, it was just that's another conversation for another day. Because even like the influencer community, like, it could just be so fake. Like, we're not even gonna get into that. But yeah, Ariel's dope. It's crazy. My boyfriend is South Indian, and their community is riding harder for us than some of the people in the movement. Yeah, I'm seeing it more from other people than actual Black-owned brands. Black-owned business shouldn't need a push to post or donate. True. At this point in time, we see where you stand, and you clearly not for the people. You're not for your people at all. So it's like, if you're not going to be for the people, you're not going to be for my dollars either. Like, simple. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not forcing nobody to do nothing. You don't have to post. You don't have to say nothing. But don't expect me to spend my money with you, or to feature you on my channel, or to recommend. Like, I'm not recommending nothing to y'all from a brand who did not support the movement. I'm sorry. So if you love your main choice, and you love your this, and you love your that, and you love your other brands who aren't saying nothing, don't expect to see them on my channel, because I will legit like never feature a product again if it meant not supporting someone who wasn't supporting the movement. Like I said, you either with us or you in the way. A lot of people seem to make money and get wealthy and forget who they are and where they came from. A lot of people How do you feel about people bashing B. Simone, even though she is doing the groundwork in the community and working with organizations as well? Why are people dragging those who are in the community? Oh, and Curly Chaotic, I said that main choice isn't Black-owned anymore, just to answer her question real quick. But people bashed him with hard until they seen he was out with the crowd. So about B. Simone, I'm not gonna talk too much on her because I personally don't follow her. I don't find her funny, I guess, and that's not even to be shady, but she's just not someone that I follow on Instagram. But ooh, my thing with that is it just looks real. She's not funny to me at all, and I'm really not being shady. Like I watched her IGTVs about it was something like my journey to 1 million, and I did like that. It was motivating, it was inspirational, and I fuck with her hustle. Like she, seeing those videos, I like those, but I don't follow her. I don't think she's funny. The thing with that, she's doing stuff in the community. She's doing groundwork. Perfect. That's great. That's great. That's what you should be doing. My thing is, I think people were, correct me if I'm wrong, but people were bashing her because she was saying something against looting, right? Like, before I even continue, I need y'all to answer that for me. People were bashing her because she was trying to say she don't condone looting. Let me know. Because that's my issue with a lot of other people too, as far as I think she was mad about her friend's store, or was that somebody else? Yeah, I don't know. Was she? Because I know there were a few people who were like upset about their friends' stores, but I don't know if that's the reason people were bashing. She said protesting was against her religion. Yeah, I don't like that either. Don't use religion when it's convenient to you. Don't do that. Don't use religion when it's convenient to you. Because when she's on Wildin' Out, talking crazy, and I've seen some of her skits. So when she's on there talking crazy, when she's out there talking about sucking dick and effing this person and doing this and doing that, and doesn't she rap too? Doesn't seem very godly to me. So now when it comes to supporting your people and putting in the footwork, now you're too religious for that? You're too religious to protest? I don't get it. And what I really don't like, what I just don't agree with is, once again, people are catering to a certain group of people, but then when it comes to you supporting those people, now you want to double back. Majority of her followers are Black. Her and Desi Banks, and he's a clown too. I don't follow him either. He's a clown. Y'all cater. Like, he literally, almost every single skit that I've ever seen from Desi Banks is talking about, oh, hood niggas this, hood niggas that. Like, hood niggas who work for FedEx be like, hood niggas who go to a restaurant be like. Look at his posts. Almost every skit is hood niggas XYZ. So y'all are that's the thing. Y'all want to cater to Black people, but when it comes to supporting Black people, you're quiet. And I don't fuck with that. So let them drag B. Simone and Desi Banks to Phil, please. Like, even it was another person, Tokyo Jets. When Tokyo Jets made the joke talking about, oh, I'm about to George Floyd your ass. Like, girl, bye. Y'all are so goofy. It's not even funny. Like, y'all are clowns, like real life clowns. For real, for real. No wonder you're in comedy. We shouldn't care what these A to Z listers got to say, because a lot of them are fake. True. I think we as a people look up to these people way too much. True. The T.I. Snoop Dogg's and fake wokes, that's low key. Yeah, and I don't put faith in celebrities. Celebrities are not politically educated. A lot of them are not educated, period. A lot of them are not, a lot of them only know what they know. Like they have their little bubble, they have their little social circle, and that's all they know. Like they're not enlightened. They're not, like, a lot of them are not vibrating on high frequencies. They're not. Like, they're not. I read the Fashion Nova email and they donated 1 million to the community resources, activism, and awareness. Thank you, as they should, because they've made 1 million. They've made 100 times that from the very same community. So as they should. They don't get like a pat on the back for that. Like that's what you should be doing that, especially when you cater to Black people and literally almost every Fashion Nova partner is Black. These celebs say anything just like Trina. Just like Trina. And we're not even going to waste any time on her because sis is too irrelevant to even be canceled. Like, you're not even relevant enough for me to cancel you. So we're not even going to get into her. Like, please. The coonery was just oozing out of her pores. So I'm good on that. I'm not going to talk about her. She also was saying, sorry, I'm not responding like an angry Black woman. Not a direct quote. No, I did see something like that too. And it's, once again, it's like in your skits and everything else, you want to portray all the other stereotypes of a Black woman. But now when people are calling you out for not doing your part, you want to say you're not going to be a stereotypical Black woman. When you literally play on Black women stereotypes, like you literally made a career off of that. Please, like, don't even get me started. Oh, yes, I saw that Trina video this morning. I was like, what? Yeah. Please save this if you can, doll. Work has been busy this evening. I didn't even want to save this, guys, honestly. Like, I just feel like I'm all over the place. I really don't feel like myself right now. I really just, like I said, I want to come on here and just kind of, like, give us all an escape for a little while. But I don't know. Should I save this? I don't want to because I just feel crazy. But I'll save it if you guys, like, if anyone who joined later, anything like that, I'll leave it up for the night and delete it tomorrow or something. Exactly. They cater to us when it's convenient. Fuck out of here. Tokyo Jets said she was playing with her friend and had her friend in the headlock and was like, I'm about to George Floyd your ass. That's what she said. T.I. called that Wakanda. Yeah, so I was good on him when he was talking about how he checks his daughter Hyman at the GYN. Like, you're toxic. I don't need that. No, thank you. Like, if toxic masculinity was like needed a picture next to the definition, it would be his. No, it would be Future's. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's like toxic king right there. Exactly, that's pennies out of their pockets. That didn't mean nothing. And they're probably gonna write that off at the end of the year and get a tax break from it. So yeah, please save it. We'll leave Kaya to drag Trina. Exactly, because she's doing a fabulous job, if I do say so myself. So we'll leave that to her. She's doing all the dragging for all of us. Happy I didn't see that now. Wow. Yes, I was like, nah, he's canceled after that. Yeah, that was too much for me. Like, that was way too much. I wish my husband would say he's gonna check. What? You ain't checking nothing. And then it's crazy because you see the same daughter, Deja, you see her posting about how she's like so depressed and how like about sexual assault. I don't know, someone like in her family assaulted her or something, but you busy checking her hymen and like like what? I'm good. We're not even gonna talk about that. What did Trina say? Can someone fill Whitney in on what Trina said? Because I was listening to a little bit of it and I literally X'd it out. Like, I didn't even want to waste another minute of my life listening to her because she just sounded crazy. But from what I heard, she was calling Black people animals, saying the curfew should be from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Get these animals off the street. Something to that effect. And talking about how she would never be like, she would never be harmed by police or anything like that because she has a license and registration and insurance. Like, what? But that's what I caught. I don't know if y'all heard her say some other coonery, but that's what I heard. Yeah, as long as you got your license and registration, cop will leave you alone. Like, come on. But she lost me. As soon as the word animal came out of her mouth, like, I'm good. She didn't have to say nothing after that. Like, please. Trina said nothing. Exactly. A whole lot of nothing. But I think I'm gonna go, y'all. Unless there's something else that y'all want to talk about. Yeah, Trick definitely tried to reel her in real quick, and she was just digging her own hole. It's like he was trying, and she just kept digging her hole deeper and deeper. What's wrong with T.I. calling Atlanta Wakanda? I'm confused on why. Is this a thing people are so upset about? No shade, just confused. I just feel like, I don't know about anybody else, I'm speaking for myself, but for me, it just seemed, it was just stupid. It was just stupid. Like, it's a movie. Yeah, we all love the movie, but it was just dumb. Like, what's going on is too serious for us to be talking about this is Wakanda. And you was up there, and another reason why I didn't respect what he said was because you was up there, like, trying to condemn people for looting. Like, what? Why do you care so much about these stores? And, like, these people have insurance. Do you understand that? These people have insurance. They are getting this money back. They're going to be able to fix their broken windows and fix whatever damage was done to their stores through their insurance money. I don't care. People are losing their lives. I don't give a shit about people looting. So if I hear you and you're talking about, oh, I don't condone looting. Looting is bad. Why are you guys doing this? Fuck out of here. I don't care about none of that. A store can be replaced. Property can be replaced. It can be fixed. You cannot bring a life back. So I don't care about no looting. Take what y'all want. I saw JT say something like that earlier. She was like, man, go in there, take whatever you want and sell at half price. I'll support you. Like, please, I don't care about none of that. All these brands that people are like, oh, don't loot, don't steal from them, don't give a shit about us. Like, at all. A lot of these companies and these corporations are trying to fund the re-election for 45. I'm not even saying his name. Like, please. People do not get it. Like, it's not about the looting. Like, and if anyone wants to complain about the looting, like, I'm good on you. There's so much other that we need to be complaining about. There's so much other things that we need to be working on. I don't give a shit about you stealing something from Zara. I don't give a fuck about Zara. Like, please show me Zara's corporation and their higher ups. Y'all got black people in some of your high positions? Like, come on. I really don't care. I really don't. And all of them are going to make this money back through insurance anyway. So I don't care. I really don't. So him being up there trying to tell people, oh, this is Wakanda. Don't loot our stuff. Man, miss me with all that. For real. Miss me. Especially that lady crying about Gucci she is a whole clown. Please. These people don't even want us wearing their stuff. Like, I'm telling you, if I didn't have, like, my daughter is me and my husband's savior. Because if we did not have a 4-month-old at home with us, man, listen, I ain't even gonna get into it. Ridiculous. And that's another thing too. And I forget what his name is. Dr. Umar, I forget what his name, but he said it perfectly. He said, y'all have the nerve to be talking about looting. When black people do it, it's looting. When white people do it, it's colonizing. He said, we are at war right now. Part of being at war is taking resources. That's literally like what sparked almost every war, was someone coming in and taking or looting your resources. So don't talk to me about looting. Talk to me about justice reformation, and talk to me about getting a guilty verdict on first degree murder. Talk to me about that. I don't give a shit about looting. Steal all you want. I do not care. We deserve it. We ain't get no reparations yet. Take what you want. Period. So T.I. lost me when he was talking about looting, and then to sprinkle the this is Wakanda. Man, get out of here. Like, you sound goofy. You sound real goofy. Then go loot a crunch wrap from Taco Bell. Exactly. And y'all shouldn't be eating no fast food anyway. That stuff is poison. I wasn't even mad to see all the fast food places that support 45, because I'm not eating that shit anyway. I lost my daughter, 13. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't even imagine. I'm really sorry to hear that. But I think that might be it. Like I said, I am putting together a list of brands who I'm not fucking with no more. And in due time, I will share that with y'all. I'm really just letting this all play out to see who says what and when they say it. But I'm definitely working with other influencers like Ariel to put together a list of who we really should be supporting or who we really shouldn't be supporting. That's the thing too. You know what? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because there's a few brands, but we'll get into that when the time is right. It's crazy how some people are more upset about looters than being exactly like, that's my thing. So if you're complaining about looting, there's so much other things going on. Like, people are literally being tear gassed and maced and arrested for protesting. Like, people are dying. Like, I don't care about looting, period. Like, people are so stupid. Being that I'm from Atlanta, I get what he's saying, because it is a lot. But it's not just Atlanta. People are looting in New York too. Like, people are looting in LA. People are looting everywhere. Like, this is, looting is happening everywhere. But people are dying. What is more important? What's more important? Like, I don't want to hear about looting when people are dying. Like, if people just looting just to loot, then it would be like, okay, what are you doing? You're messing up the community. Like, you fucking bread up. What are you doing? But people are dying. I don't care about no clothes being stolen or a window being broken. Like, I don't care about that. You're right. I make my crunch wrap. Thanks to COVID. Exactly. Rubber bullets split. Exactly, Queenie. Rubber bullet. Literally, I saw 2 people with gashes in their head. Do you see how big them rubber bullets are? People probably hear rubber bullets and think it's like little like baby pellets. They're like hockey pucks. Like, and cops are shooting them at point blank range. Like, people are really. I don't care about no looting. People are dead ass being like shot in the face with rubber bullets, maced, pepper sprayed, protesting because people are dying. Like, I don't care about no looting. I don't want to hear nothing about looting. That's it. Speaking of lists, have you seen the one that Natural 85 posted? Yes, I did. And Let's talk about that. Yeah, the guy from Insecure. Yeah, it's his name. I was gonna say Nathan. I don't know if his real name is Nathan in real life, but yeah, I saw Nathan. They said he was like suffering trauma because he got shot multiple times with the rubber bullets. I think the point of protesting is doing it peacefully without looting or violence at all. What does that have to do with George Floyd? Like his brother said, violence and looting is not the answer. I'm not saying it's the answer, but I'm not condemning you for doing it when there's cops who are living free who murdered Black people. And I don't think that doing it peacefully is the way. I don't know anything that was brought about, I don't know any change that was brought about peacefully. I don't want to hear we should be protesting peacefully when a cop had his knee in someone's neck for 9 fucking minutes. A cop had their knee in someone's neck for 9 minutes. 3 of those minutes he was unconscious. And then on the video, it looks like they put him in the back of the car and continued to beat him up. So I don't think we should be doing anything peacefully. Why? How do you bring about change when someone acts violently against you and you turn the other cheek? And then they act violently against you again and you turn the other cheek. And they do it again and you turn the cheek and you turn... Nah, sometimes it gotta be an eye for an eye. Period. And if looting happens to come with the violence, if we're protesting and we're fighting for change and I happen to get a Chanel bag while I'm doing it, so be it. Exactly, and at this point, people are saying it's bigger than George Floyd. George Floyd seems to be the straw that broke the camel's back. But this has been a buildup. So this looting and this rioting and this unpeaceful protest is because this has been built up. She posted a 3-page list. Yes, so about the list, everyone was in an uproar about her list. In a good uproar. I'm saying it is and we're going to talk about Natural 85's list in a second. I just want to make sure I get through all of you guys' comments. I'm saying it is a lot of Black-owned businesses here, so it kind of looks like we don't stick together. That's what I took from it. But with that, like I said earlier, there's a lot of Black brands, Black-owned brands who are not doing anything, who are not saying anything, who are not contributing. So I'm sorry if your store has a broken window or got robbed, and I'm pretty sure you have enough money to recuperate. You have insurance. I'm sure if business was booming, I'm pretty sure you have some money from prior sales that you can reinvest into your shop. I just feel like that should be the least of our worries. Like, we should not be discussing looting at all when people are dying. That is my point. I will definitely think about the brands that I'll buy who are not donating or speaking about George Floyd. They will not get any of my money anymore, and they shouldn't. So when the police use violence, when peaceful protesting is happening, what do they expect? We are not our ancestors. Exactly. I'm seeing people who are literally sitting on the floor with their hands up in a peaceful protest who are being knocked upside the head. Please. Like, I'm not like, no, no. But we didn't initiate the looting and destruction. We didn't. Like I said, when we do it, it's looting. When white people do it, it's colonizing. Miss me. First of all, the protest was peaceful until the police came and started antagonizing protesters. Let's make that clear. Let's make that crispy clear. Yes. Not to mention all the police who were beaten, stabbed, shot. The civil rights movement isn't over. No. Nope. There are white people who's doing the looting and blaming. And that's true too. I've seen multiple videos of people of other ethnicities who are breaking windows and then spray painting BLM. So it's definitely not us. But like I said, do what you do. I'm not worried about the looting. I'm worried about people dying. I'm worried about making sure that these officers get a guilty verdict. I'm worried about please, I'm not worried about looting. I'm not. I'm sure we all stole something once in our lifetime. Who am I to tell somebody, don't loot, don't steal? Please. And also about that, people have the nerve to be complaining about people looting when 40 million people are out of work. What do you think people are gonna do? People are literally being fired left and right every day. Millions of people are filing for unemployment every week. And then you put the killing of another black man on top of that. So now people are mad and people are hungry. You don't think people are going to start to loot and be destructive and fuck shit up? That's the thing. A lot of us are forgetting we're in the midst of a pandemic right now. A lot of people are forgetting that. Again, history shows that rioting and looting sometimes work because civil rights, it always works. It's called getting resources. That's literally like why so many like, but yes, curly chaotic, that it works. That's why. The guy that started bursting windows at AutoZone was the police. Yep. And I saw this kid with his and I sometimes have to be careful with the terms that I do use because people be quick to call it like hate speech or something. But I saw someone who was not black take their skateboard and bust a window. So it's not just us. And I hope this is just the beginning of protesting because so many people need justice for real. Exactly. No, sweetie, most of these corner stores, liquor stores, nail shops, fast food chains aren't black owned at all. Most black owned businesses were pushed out years ago. Side note, no disrespect to our ancestors at all. At all. Bruh touched me. One of us, both of us dying. And he was white. They don't need to know about the bubblicious gum I stole. But that's what I'm saying. Like, who am I to judge and say, like, by mistake? By mistake. But who am I to sit here and judge and say, like, don't loot or whatever? Like, not like if this is what comes with the riots and the protesting, hey. And especially even being in New York, the Chanel store got looted, and it's like, thank you to Baby C for keeping me and her father out of trouble. Because let me tell you, if I didn't have a 4-month-old with me right now, but I'm not worried about the looting at all. It's the least of my worries. But I'm going to leave y'all with that. You should not be more concerned with the looting than you are about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless of other black people's death. You should not care about looting more than that. We're not supporting nobody who don't support us, black owned or not. Don't you guys find it weird how the media don't even talk about that virus anymore? Don't say the word, because I don't want white to try to mysteriously mess up your stream. Yeah. It's crazy. People shake up a soda bottle for 400 years and cry about it when it explodes. Say it again for the people in the back. This is a buildup, nonetheless. Like, people complaining about innocent people dying of the protests, but innocent blacks have been dying for decades. Exactly. Because they want us to go out and catch it. Make sure you eat when you finish with us. I know I need to eat. I'm like starting to feel like I'm feeling it because it's literally, I don't even know what time it is right now, but I'm sure it's past 8 o'clock and I have not eaten all day. But yes, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And we will be back next Tuesday. I'm gonna try to do this every Tuesday for y'all. And shout out, I don't know if she's in this live right now, but shout out to, I believe it's Fayez. But she was actually the one who gave her suggestion for what we should be calling this. And she said that she thought it was good to call it Cool Calmversations, just because I feel like when we get on here and we talk, like we vibe out, it's always calm vibes. We're good, we're always chilling and just vibing out and talking. And I really loved it. I thought Cool Conversations sound amazing. So shout out to Fayez for the suggestion. I think that's the one that I'm gonna stick with. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave y'all with that. I'm actually surprised more people looting didn't happen. Sure, happy but surprised. But I think I'm gonna leave y'all with that, and we will be back next Tuesday, probably around the same time, between like 6 and 7. But yeah, let me get out of here and go eat something. And yeah, I love y'all. Be safe. If you're out there protesting, thank you so much for being on the front lines and doing what needs to be done. Oh, wait. Right. About the list. I'm so sorry, y'all. I almost forgot about that. About the list. F all them fast food brands. We shouldn't be eating that poison anyway. I saw a lot of brands on there, things like PayPal, that I myself happen to use, things like Airbnb. I will say this: do research for yourself. Do not be a sheep. Do not just follow something because somebody else said it. Do your research, because a lot of these lists that I'm seeing, it's not necessarily the CEOs and the people who own the company who are supporting 45. A lot of these companies have investors who may also be funding 45. But it's like, I have a business called Calm Curly. Who was the last person to comment? Queen Nee. So I have a business called Calm Curly. Queen Nee comes in and she likes what Cool Calm Curly is and she invests in it. She then turns around and decides to fund 45. I'm still Cool Calm Curly, who does not support 45, but Queen Nee, who happens to invest in me, supports him. Does that make me a supporter of him? Yes or no? Like, does that reflect on me? If I say I don't support 45, but I happen to have an investor and she funds 45, that does not mean that I support him. And if you look at that list, a lot of them says this name investor, this name investor. A lot of those companies on that list have investors who happen to be funding 45. It does not mean that the company itself is funding 45. So am I saying to not listen to Natural's list? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying do your research, because I will take a deeper look at it and give y'all a little more information, but just do your own research. Do your research, type these companies in and see if the actual CEO and the people in the company are doing this. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that, because a lot of y'all just now agreed with me that if Queen Nee invests in me, and I don't support 45, but she invests in me and she supports him, that does not mean that I support him. So please, guys, don't just be so quick to follow anything that you see on social media. It's so easy to right now make a list and post it and say, put some fake facts behind it. Like, at the end of the day, you have to do the research for yourself. Do the research for yourself. Look at a brand. If you really you see Home Depot on the list. Let's say you love Home Depot. It's the only store that you ever go to. Do your research. Is Home Depot funding 45 or is one of their investors? There's a difference. Okay, she corrected the PayPal. I didn't know that. Okay, because I was about to delete mine. But there, like I said, there was a few things. And if you look at the list, a lot of these companies all have the same investor. You guys have to remember that too. A lot of these people who have the money to invest, they're going to invest in multiple, it's called multiple streams of income. They're going to spread their money. They're going to invest in multiple brands. Does that mean every single brand that has that investor should be, like thrown under the bus too? That's for you to decide. But definitely do your own research. But what I will agree with her list for sure is to stop eating all that garbage for real. Like, it's killing people slowly. It's fake food. It's not even real. Stop eating it. And that's one part of the list that I agree with is all the fast food chains. We need to keep the communication open so that when people know replacement business, yeah, it can easily be replaced. Yeah, exactly. Top 1%. Exactly. That money is spread out across thousands of different companies. And a lot of these companies be different companies, but they're all under the same umbrella. Like you have Coke, Nestle, a couple others that are all under Pepsi or all under Coca-Cola. Like Coca-Cola sells water. Like it's either Coke or Pepsi that own Nestle water. Like a lot of these companies, these like major like machines have multiple companies under one. So yeah. But let me get out of here. Y'all know I will be on here all night with y'all. I love talking to y'all, but I'm out of here. I will save this till tomorrow and I'm probably gonna put it down just cause. But yeah, I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Have a great night. Please be safe. I will pray for everybody who is in this live tonight. Go eat. Yeah, I need to eat. I need to pray over a plate of food. That's what I need to do. But love, blessings, good vibes, high vibrations, all the love, all the positivity to all of y'all. Please stay safe. Please stay educated. Please stay informed. Spread awareness. Don't keep nothing to yourself. If you donated, let people know that you donated. Motivate the next person to do the same. Spread awareness. Fact check everything. Don't be out here spreading no lies. Stay black. Drink some water before you go to bed. And I love y'all.